Hi everyone, so I'm going to make this intro super short and sweet. Basically today I wanted to do a back to school tutorial and I couldn't decide if I wanted to do a makeup or a hair tutorial or kind of like an outfit inspiration video, and I was like, why don't you just do all three in one? So I'll start off with a back to school makeup tutorial, and I tweeted to you guys and asked you if you thought I should do just more of a neutral look or if you wanted more of a poppy, exciting look, and I got both answers, so I decided that I'm kind of going to do a little like mini back to school series, and I'm going to start off with kind of the most neutral look and then go in for those of you who are a bit more daring and want a little bit more dramatic makeup. And I'll go into this tutorial for the hair. It's a variation of a braid and I just think it's super cute, and it literally takes like 60 seconds, and then I will show you guys an outfit of the day, like my high school style type of inspired outfit. This is the type of thing that I would have worn to high school back when I went, and I just thought maybe it would give you guys some ideas or something like that. So this is, if I was going to first day of school or really just any day of school, this is what I would have looked like. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on the tutorials. The first thing you wanna do is take an eye primer, and I am using Too Faced Shadow Insurance. I'm just going to put a little bit on my finger, and then I am going to pat it onto my lid and blend it up towards my brow. An eye primer is just going to make your shadows last all day without creasing or fading, and you don't have to reapply it. And it's also going to make the colors look a little bit more vibrant when you apply them, as opposed to applying them just on top of your eyelid or your skin. So I'm just going to make sure all of that's blended out all the way up to my brow, and I like to pat instead of like smear like that, just because it doesn't pull on your eyelid as much. The next thing we want to do is take our eyeshadows. Now I'm using the Sonia Kashuk eyeshadow quad in Cotton Candy, so it looks like this. It comes with 4 different shades, and I got this at Target. And I am going to start off with a fluffy blending brush. This is a MAC 222, and I'm going to take our lightest highlight color on this, tap off any excess, and then apply this right below the brow and just start blending it in. I'm going to take a little bit more, and you can bring it down towards the inner corner. Next, I'm going to take a flat shader brush. This one is by MAC and it's a 239, and I'm going to take a little bit of the light pink color. So I'm just going to get some of that on my brush, tap off any excess, and I'm going to pat this onto my eyelid. Which side did I put it on? That side or that side? I think I put a little on both. So I am just lightly dusting this onto my lid. Next, you want to take a dome crease brush. This is a MAC 222. Now, I'm pretty sure that these were discontinued, so a MAC 217 or any dome brush that kind of looks something like this is going to work for this step. So I'm going to take both of these colors and just pat them and mix them, tap off any excess, and then I'm going to start in a circular motion applying this to my crease. And then you can do windshield wiper motions. Most of the time, if you're getting ready early in the morning for school, you don't really want to spend that much time. So this is kind of a foolproof tutorial just because the colors are so light. If you do mess up a little bit, no one will really be able to tell, which I think is pretty great. Then for the final eyeshadow step, I'm going to take Charcoal Brown by MAC with my 222 brush, take a very, very tiny little bit of this on my brush, and apply this to the outer corner of the crease, working it in, just to warm it up and give it a little deeper tone. This step is completely optional, obviously. I mean, I guess all of these steps are completely optional when you really think about it. So that is super simple, and that's it for the eyeshadow. Now you want to take a light color eyeliner. You can use white, peach, anything like that. This one is by NARS, and it is called Larger Than Life Long Wear Eyeliner. And I'm just going to line my waterline with this. So I'm going to make sure I stay in frame, and I'm just going to line this little flap of skin right here, which sounds really gross. Little flap of skin. All right, just like that. That is going to make your eyes look wider and brighter and bigger, and especially if you're waking up early for school, most people don't look bright-eyed and bushy-tails when they wake up, so that is just going to help kind of fake that a little bit. And then I'm going to take, this is by Urban Decay, it's a 24/7 glide-on eye pencil, and it's in the color Rockstar. It's kind of like a really deep brownish purple with a little bit of shimmer in it. It's a really gorgeous color. You can use any color eyeliner for this step that you want. It would be really fun if you wanted to be a little bit out there and maybe use like a turquoise or something like that. But for this step, just an everyday kind of eye tutorial you can do for school, I'm going to start right here at the outer corner and just apply a little bit of this So just on the outer corner right here, and then I'm also going to take a very little bit on the lower lash line, right on the outer corner right here. And then I'm just gonna take a clean Q-tip and use that to smear it out a little because I don't want it to be this vibrant. So let me try to stay inside the frame because I'm always really bad at this part. Now I'm going to curl my lashes and apply one coat of the Benefit's They're Real mascara in black. And I actually do get asked if my eyelashes are real when I'm wearing this mascara, which I feel like is kind of ironic and funny. So I'm just going to start at the base and wiggle the wand up my lashes. And I'm going to just take what's left over on the brush and apply that to my lower lashes. That's how quick, simple, and easy the eyes are. Now we are going to take a blush, and this is Pincho Peach by MAC with a MAC 129. I think the number's rubbed off, but I'm pretty sure this is a 129 blush brush. Get a tiny bit of that on there and apply your blush. I don't know why I said brush. Oh, because 129 brush, blush. I don't know, it all kind of goes together, right? So I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. Then for lips, I am going to be using the Ava Gloss by Skylark. So this one has the new paddle brush, which I really like because you guys know that we were going back and forth on whether we were going to keep the brush or do a paddle felt tip brush, and we decided on this one. So I'm just going to apply this. This gloss definitely has a very buildable color. You can either do a sheer kind of light pink, or you can build it up to where it's a little bit more pigmented. So that is it for the makeup, and now I'm going to move on to hair. So the hair portion is really quick and simple. This is something I do when I just don't really feel like spending too much time on my hair, but I still want it to look done, and I get a lot of compliments on it, and people always ask me how I do it, and it's a variation of a braid called a snake braid. So you can do this however you want. You could do two and pin them in the back. I am just going to do one and then pin it. So what you want to do, and I like that it doesn't involve any French braiding because that just makes everything a lot quicker. What you want to do is just take this little front section of hair, divide it into 3 parts, and braid it just like you typically would. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Once you get all the way to the bottom, see how I still have these 3 sections of hair? You want to hold one of them and then grab 2 from the other side. So see how I have the 2 outsides and then the middle right here? You're just going to start pulling this up. Now this is definitely not the best for your hair, and I wouldn't recommend doing this all the time, but when you do, it looks really, really cool. So I'm just going to keep pushing this up, holding the one middle. So I'll get close so you guys can see kind of the detail that's going on right now. And then you just kind of want to pull it so that it's not quite as, I don't know, like tight. And you can make it as tight or as loose as you want. And then I'm just going to lay it right here. Take a little bobby pin and pin this in. Here's a close-up so you guys can see it. I think it looks a lot more fun and unique than the typical braid, but as you guys can tell, that literally took me like 60 seconds, and it's something that I always get compliments on, and I bet you guys will too. So now that's makeup down, hair down. Now one last thing is we are going to get into the outfit. The colors right now in this camera are super blue, and I'm not exactly sure what I should do to fix that. So I hope that we can all just kind of use our imagination with the colors when it comes to this section of the video. So I'm going to back up and go ahead and show you guys, sorry, I don't know how to stay in frame. I'm going to go ahead and show you guys kind of an overview of my typical high school outfit. For a top, I'm just wearing this t-shirt by Abercrombie & Fitch, and this is actually like a corally pink peach stripe and then a white stripe. So I think that's just super casual and the type of thing that's comfortable when you're going to be in class all day. I'm wearing these Abercrombie & Fitch dark wash skinny jeans. The bag is probably my favorite part of this outfit. I think it's great because it goes with pretty much everything, and it's from JustFab.com. It was only $39.95, and I think it's gonna be great to take me from autumn and fall all the way well into winter, and I'm already carrying it, so I really love that. For accessories, I have this bracelet, which is super cute. It's from JustFab.com as well, just like the bag. And then for the phone case, I have this preppy pink plaid. So this is actually from from Solaris by Elle Blair, and this is kind of designed for a back to school type thing, and I think it goes really cute, and it just reminds me of school time. So that is my makeup, hair, and outfit for back to school. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you would like to see more back to school videos, leave it in the comments below and let me know what type of videos you want. Do you want more hair videos? Do you want more dramatic makeup videos? Do you want a video that's just on back to school outfits? Let me know in the comments below, and I will talk to you guys later. Bye.